What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is kind of like a rad up all night, I would say, but we have a specific theme that I want to do today. This was actually a video that I was planning on doing, but it was one of those things that I was like, you know what? I can easily just do this live. Therefore, it is what it is. I don't have to edit anything in. I was going to splice some movie clips. It would just take too long, and I don't have time for that. But I figure, you know what? I can make this happen tonight. We can go through each one, and I can kind of talk a little bit of positives about Scream Factory, which again, I have some problems with them, which is kind of unfortunate because to be honest, I was like the biggest Scream Factory diehard fan from the beginning, right? So the fact that I kind of see where they've gone and some of the moves that they're making for someone like me who's been there since the beginning, not really too beneficial for me. But they have done a lot of cool stuff. And this is one of the things that I want to talk about today is when it comes to John Carpenter, I feel like Scream Factory has really done him right. I mean, they've put out almost all of his filmography pretty much. It's almost to a point where it's like, I just wish they'd get the rest and then they could even do like a box set or something like that, because it is kind of wild that they've done so many of his movies. And it's really cool to kind of have them all together in the Scream Factory line. So before I start up, I will just jump in the chat and say what's up with some people in the chat as well. I saw some people as I was strolling in. Ken Carlson, what's going on, man? We will talk about that for sure. Gus, what is up, Gus? D. Shaw, what is going on? Rob Romano, the Lost Boy. Sure, man. Catch it tomorrow. It is late. I kind of do these whenever I have a little bit of an opening, and that's why I'm usually on pretty late. Movie Hunter, what is going on? Which Hunter? There's a lot of hunters in here. What's up? Fight the good fight. What's going on? Killer Pizza, what's up, man? And Adrian James, what's going on? So as people are starting to filter in, I'll kind of talk a little bit, like I said, about it. And guys, if you caught this past Friday, I was lucky enough to be asked to co-host an event at a horror bar here in Rhode Island. It's a new place, relatively new. I think it's only about 8 months old. And the owner watches the show. So he reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to host, maybe do like a live commentary or a live podcast or something like that. And, it was something very different. It was something I was always interested in doing, like maybe at conventions or something like that. But I figured, you know what, this would be a real cool time to just kind of get my feet wet in that area. And, he wanted co-hosts as well. And, I explained that Justin and Mel were not local. And there's a couple guys here that, do a lot of hosting of events called PVD Horror. So I touched base with them and we decided to collab for the first time and do this event. It was cool. I mean, we weren't really sure what we were getting into. They've hosted events before, but it's usually just they'll talk to the crowd, do a couple trivia questions. The crowd will watch the movie and they'll say, thanks for coming. Well, this, as we were there, we kind of looked at the setup. He was like, hey, if you can stream, that would be pretty cool to kind of have an audience and whatnot. So I said, let's try it. But as you could tell, if you were watching the video, the audio quality was not good. We had one mic. There was a lot of noise in that place. It was busy. So again, I had a blast, and it's definitely something that we've all talked about continuing with in the future. But obviously next time, knowing what we're in for, we're going to have a better setup and stuff. We'll each have a mic and whatnot, and we'll do some canceling out of the noise. And so this would be a little bit more formatted than it was, but I appreciate you guys checking it out because it did get pretty wild as the night went on. So I really had to try to get that stream over with because people were getting nutty as the later it went on, the longer they were staying. But super fun time, and a shout out to Jeff over at Deadbeats, which is the bar in Rhode Island. If you're from this area, go check it out. It's pretty damn cool in there. And to PVD Horror for co-hosting with me. It was super fun, and hopefully we can do it again. Well, we are going to do it again, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better as far as the quality for you guys that are going to come in and check it out for the first time. But yeah, so let's get right to it. There's more people jumping in, and I will get to it. Vanderhoff, what's up, man? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you. Magic Hands, what's up? Movie Junkie John, Joe Reese, I'm doing good. How are you? Let me see. Killer Pizzas, thank you. Appreciate that. What's up, Antonis? Yeah, man, it was tough because I went back and I watched it. Like, I mean, I couldn't tell when I was there what it sounded like, but I went back and watched it, and it was tough and we had some audio issues and whatnot, but I mean, it was a cool spot that we set up and the place was cool. I just think that, I had never even been there before, neither had they. So we really didn't know what we were in for as far as space and what they had access to for as far as equipment and lighting and all this stuff. So now that we know, we can go there an hour early and set up a nice clean setup. So um, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. I don't watch UFC. What's up, JA? It was Ginger Dead Man, right? We were watching it, but we were in like mingling with a lot of people. So like we weren't really watching it. We were kind of walking around and taking pictures with people. And I did a video, I did some recording of the place, and there was pizzas had shown up and whatnot. So I didn't really sit down and watch it, but it was on. Um, hey, I don't know who that is, but I hope that's a compliment, I guess. Uh, oh yeah, man, it's really cool. So I'm gonna post a video on Instagram probably tomorrow of it. If you want, you can check out on my YouTube. Just click my shorts, and I already posted it, so you can kind of see what's on in the inside. Yeah, very cool stuff. So if you go to my shorts, I have a video already of it. All right, so let's get down to it. So when it comes to John Carpenter, again, he is honestly like one of my all-time favorite directors, if not my favorite. When I really kind of narrow it down and look at his filmography, it's like, you know what? I just love all these movies. Like pretty much, I'm a big fan of most of his stuff. Almost all of it. I think he's got a really cool style. I love the music he brings into it. I just really, really like John Carpenter a lot. Well, obviously, Scream Factory has a lot of his titles under their belt, and it's just really interesting that they have so many. And it's wild because being a collector of Scream Factory from day one, I pretty much have everything. So I wanted to kind of showcase it now to anybody who maybe didn't realize Scream Factory did a copy of this. Maybe they don't own it because it's old and out of print and whatnot. And I can just kind of showcase it here. And there are a couple that I have upgraded to 4K. And again, you guys know, if you're a fan of this show, that I haven't been upgrading all my Scream Factories because, again, some I'm being a little more picky with when it comes to the upgrades of 4K, especially because, a lot of these don't have new special features. Sometimes the picture quality is a little bit better, but not really worth the upgrade. This has some nice artwork and stuff the other one may not have. So I'm just being a little bit more picky. Now, you can correct me as we go through this. I'm almost positive I've grabbed all the John Carpenter ones I've upgraded, but I could be wrong because there are some that I missed and I wasn't sure if that was one. But kind of play along with me on this, and we'll kind of go through it. So, he has the first movie that he really is known for, or not known for, but his earliest movie was Dark Star. Obviously, Scream Factory does not have that movie, but it is out on Blu-ray, I believe, it could be Kino, I think, that did the Blu-ray of it. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure that's another one we might see again on a 4K or something like that. And it might have already been announced for all I know. But that one is not part of the Scream Factory line. But the first one that is part of the Scream Factory line was a 1976 Assault on Precinct 13. So here's the Blu-ray here. This is like one of the early Blu-rays that they came out with. Now, this could have a 4K from Scream Factory. For some reason, I feel like it did. I don't have it if they did it. This is the only one that I have. And it's a real cool edition. I mean, I like the artwork here. Then you've got the alternate on the inside. I'm not sure if I have it flipped or not. I don't, but it's got the alternate artwork in there, which is cool. So again, this is one of the early collector's editions. The reason you know that is because it has this blue bar, the bars that I hate, the bars I hate on the top of these. It's got this on the slip. So that's how you know it's one of like the early ones before they took that bar away. So very, very cool though. That was the first one that they had grabbed from John Carpenter in as far as, and the way I'm going about this, I'm going by his movies and the years that they came out, not necessarily when Scream Factory released them. And the next one is going through the Halloweens, right? So now John Carpenter's Halloween is just his favorite, right? Like that's the one that most people know him for. It's the most popular out of the bunch. He does have some things to do with some of the other Halloweens. Didn't direct them, but wrote them and produced them and whatnot, and was kind of involved. So I'm just going to use this as like a bundle, and I'm just going to showcase the Halloween set. This is, that very limited set, the nice box set that's worth quite a bit now. And even though they are all on 4K more or less, I really just find that this box is a fantastic addition, and I love it. I love this. I think this is such a great addition, and it's got them all in there. And then you've got the cool image on the top. You've got this cool pumpkin here. But yeah, this is one that everybody, really wants or wanted at some point. But I did upgrade them to 4K as well. So I've got the 4K collection here as well. And if you guys don't know anything about this box, I did showcase this in a video, and you can go back and check that out if you haven't. But very, very cool. So I got all the 4Ks and the hard cases here. Now, I don't know what's going on with the hard cases. I think that they've kind of done away with them, and now they're just slip covers if you're to order these now. But if for any reason someone is missing like these hard cases, I do have an extra hard case for part 2. If anybody's needs it, just hit me up on Instagram or by email or something like that, because I think I do have an extra hard case for the 4K of Halloween 2. Because I know sometimes now they're a little bit of value because they're not doing them anymore, as far as I know. So that was like the 2 big ones, right? So you had the Halloween box sets. Now you've got the Halloween's at 4K, the Halloween. So of course, being a huge fan of that franchise, I definitely wanted to upgrade that as well. But, moving on from there, and I know, like I said, most people probably have the Halloween stuff, especially these 4Ks, because the ones that missed out on the Blu-ray set were not missing out on those 4Ks. Now, then he had in 1978, he had a smaller movie, and that was He Knows You're Alone. I did have this on DVD in part of like a Twisted Terrace set. I think that's what it was called. But yeah, so this is the Blu-ray here. Now, I actually haven't even opened this yet. It's been sealed, so I haven't even checked this out on Blu-ray yet, but I have seen this movie, like I said, plenty of times on DVD and whatnot, but I probably should go back and check this one out on the Blu. But yeah, very, very cool movie here. It's just one of those ones that, again, it's one of his lesser known movies, but it's one that Scream Factory did put out as well. So this might have been one that maybe people didn't realize Scream Factory did. But yeah, so that's He Knows You're Alone. Is that what I said? Oh. Wait, am I wrong? Did I grab the wrong thing here? Wait a minute. I might have screwed up. This isn't Carpenter, is it? Wait a minute. I might have grabbed the wrong one. Hold up. He Knows You're Alone. No, I need someone's watching me. Hold on. I think I have that one over there. All right, gang. I grabbed the wrong one. My bad. I can't find it, but they did. Someone's watching me. I know they did. This is what happens when I don't have my stuff in alphabetical order over there. But I didn't want to keep you guys. Hold on. I'm wrong. He Knows You're Alone is not Carpenter, so I totally screwed that up. My bad. I thought that was He Knows You're Alone. I thought that. Oh my god. I thought that was somebody's watching me. I totally got it mixed up. But yeah, somebody's watching these. So they did that as well. Am I wrong again? Yeah. I just confused myself. Sorry about that, but I didn't want to let you guys waiting. My bad, my bad, my bad. But yeah, they also did Somebody's Watching Me. And The Fog was the next big one that he did, right? So The Fog is one that to me it's like a comfort movie. Like something about it, something about the atmosphere. It's really really good. I just love it a lot. And of course, I got this cool old school edition here. Boom. And of course, I had to upgrade to the 4K as well because I just love this movie. And I know people are talking about Elvis. I do have Elvis. Shout Factory put it out. I think it was a Shout Select. Um, but I wanted to just stick to the Scream Factory stuff. But yeah, so The Fog is the next one that they did. This was an early one for them. This came out in 1980, but like this was part of like probably the first 2 years, I'm thinking, for Scream Factory. But yeah, I just think that this is such a cool image here. And then on the inside, you've got the old school art. And I definitely had to upgrade this one just because I think this is just a movie that would look really good in 4K, and it did. There's some dark scenes in it, but I think overall the aesthetic is really, really good. So I definitely wanted to upgrade that as well. All right, so see what happens when I do this live. I made a mistake, so shame on me for not just recording this thing like I planned. But I figured with the interaction with you guys, it would probably be fun. But yeah, it just like I said, quick change up. Yes. So the movie Somebody's Watching Me. Yeah, the Blu-ray. They did that. It was just a standard edition, wasn't a collector's or anything like that. Oh yeah, Adrian had a lot of stuff with him. Boba Fett's, what's up? Thank you. You as well. I appreciate that. What's up, Master of Movies, Preston DVD Collector? What up, Twisted Trucker? Dell, how are you? Dell on Movies. Go check out Dell. And the next one is going to be a 1981. Now, this is another fan favorite. This is where we start to see Kurt Russell get into the mix here. And this is Escape to New York, which is another one I really, really like. So Escape to New York. This was an older, Vinegar's. Oh, it's late. This is an older Scream Factory title. Because again, it's got the blue bar up here. So this is one of the early years for them. Now, this artwork wasn't the greatest. I didn't really care for this concept on here. I prefer the original on this one. This here. That's my choice. I think it has a fantastic original movie art poster. So I ended up getting the 4K. Has that original artwork on it. I haven't watched this yet. As you can see, it's still sealed. So I haven't even put this thing in yet. But yeah, it is one I had to grab because again, big fan of this movie. Love Carpenter. So I think pretty much I've gotten most of the Carpenters upgraded as of right now. So let me see. And yeah, I'm gonna answer some of these questions in a little bit here because there is something that I do want to talk about as we go on. Now the next one that they did was another collector's edition, and it came out in 82, and that is The Thing. So I mean, this is probably pound for pound. I would say it's probably my favorite movie of his, pound for pound. I mean, this thing is just. It's got everything. I mean, I've never seen practical effects like this before. It's just got such a cool vibe. I do have the 4K. They didn't get the rights to the 4K, I don't think. The one I have is a Steelbook. I think it was just put out by whatever company owns this that they rented it. Who owns this? Universal. So, yeah, I have that Steelbook. So they didn't end up getting the rights to go into 4K with this one. But, yeah, this was a cool addition for them is to get the thing. And it's had like 2 slip covers, I think, when I got it, 2 posters. But all of that has kind of been sold at this point. But yeah, this is the cover I decided to keep for John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah, Blu-ray Attic, I mean, it's up there for a lot of people. I mean, it's a masterpiece. The Thing. And thank you, man. Yeah, hit that like button. I appreciate that greatly. As you guys know, I've got some goals for the channel by the end of the year. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you do. We are on our way there. It actually has been a pretty good month, all things considered, for multiple reasons. Number one, I did that interview with Lisa Downs about the Neverending Story. And, that did really well. She shared it around. So that got a lot of traction, a lot of new people to the channel. So I appreciate that, Lisa, for sure. So, yeah, it's been a real good month. And I think we can probably hit the goal. And we've got some other cool stuff ahead too that I'll talk about at the end here. So in case people are jumping in on the replay just to see this collection, I don't want to hold them up any longer. It's tough. I mean, maybe that would be great, but it's already been put out on 4K. So I don't know. I don't know what the status is of it, but it could be for sure. Oh yeah, because they did do the Universal Blu-ray too. Okay. Yeah, I don't know own a lot. 4K is actually the format that I'm buying the least in right now. But if I have an option, I'll always buy it if I don't own it. Razor's Edge. What's up? What's up? Tiana. What's going on? Oh God, yeah. Come on. Do I have to put the banner up, guys? Come on. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's make sure we sweep that like button. Sweep that like button. And we'll just to get you guys going. If you haven't clicked the like button, please do.
You have a problem with that?
Sweep the like button. All right. So let me see. Dylan, what's up? Yeah, I'm not getting it. I'm not going to get the Dead Zone in 4K. I haven't even watched my Dead Zone on Blu-ray yet. So there's no way I'm upgrading that. I mean, I like it, but to me that's not going to be one I'm upgrading. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about now is Christine. Christine's one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. And I think that that's one that Scream Factory should add to their library for John Carpenter films. I think out of every one that we're going to talk about, that's the one I think they should really try to get their hands on. What a nice movie. As far as the way it looks, like I have the 4K and it looks beautiful. Everything just pops. I just think that's such a great movie, and I'm surprised that they haven't tried to get that one. That would fit perfectly in their library for Carpenter. And I mean, I don't know what they have as far as rights anymore, but it would have been pretty cool if they did like a big set at one point to get everybody kind of caught up that maybe hadn't been there since the beginning and did like a John Carpenter collection and just had all those movies in one big box set. Like that would have been pretty killer. Almost to a point, like when I showcased that Halloween 4K set in that box, like I should almost contact somebody and be like, could you do a John Carpenter box? And then you can house all your stuff in there. But yeah, it's unfortunate because Christine is such an amazing, amazing movie. Let me see here. Jay saw the Flash Dog is good. Didn't know Nicholas Ray was going to make it. Yeah, right. Very cool. If you haven't seen The Navigator, that's my favorite out of the three right now. Still, it's just an amazing story. I have checked out the Neverending Story one. Very, very good. It's just amazing to just see, what everybody's up to now and whatnot. And it's just crazy. Like I said, she traveled to Germany and to UK and to Canada and to the United States. And it was just a lot going on there. Jim Powers, what's going on? That's my biggest issue with them right now. And it's kind of like, it's like they're gaining customers, but they're losing customers, right? Because for someone like me, like I'm not buying everything like I once did. When I was building a Scream Factory collection, I bought everything. And, some stuff I've sold off just because I've upgraded. Some I've upgraded and haven't sold. Some I have. It all just kind of depends. But to people that missed out on a lot of this stuff, I can see why re-releasing it is gaining a new audience. So I get that part. But as a longtime Scream Factory collector to have to rebuy everything again, I don't get as excited anymore. I almost look at it as a chore, and I don't want to feel that way when it comes to collecting because it shouldn't feel that way. And I know a lot of people are always excited to to want everything in 4K. I'm not one of those people. Like if it's on DVD still and it's stuck, okay. If it has a Blu-ray, I'm not like I need the 4K tomorrow or this year. If it comes, it comes. If not, I'm cool with the additions I have. But I do want to see a lot of newer stuff, and that's why I think things like Scream, that Vinegar Syndrome is so exciting because like they are doing a lot of new stuff, regardless if they're good or bad. They're still doing a lot of new stuff. So that's why I think I get more excited because I don't think they're just going to start rehashing their library again. So I wish they would do more of that for sure. Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta get on. The 80s is the best time. KB, pack manager in the house. Go check out KB Loves Movies, my man over there. Thank you for popping in, man. I picked the 4K last month. Yeah, good call, man. It's great. Looks great. Really? See, I didn't realize that if he isn't, I am very surprised. Very surprised. We talking about Christine? You know what's funny is I'm like, and this is just a personal thing. I'm a very simple. I have a nice setup. When it comes to certain things, like a lot of the audio stuff, like a lot of that doesn't really matter to me because I don't ever blast everything down here. Like I have a sub, I've got ceiling speakers. I don't have a sound bar. I've got speakers throughout the ceiling, surround sound, but I never go crazy with the sound here. So to me, it really doesn't do anything for me, give or take. So that's why I never really talk about that kind of stuff because for me personally, like it doesn't really matter. As long as I can hear it, sounds clear, it looks good, and I'm usually pretty happy. All right, the next one is going to be 1984, and that is Starman. Jeff Bridges makes his debut to the scene when it comes to John Carpenter films, and this is an underrated one, I think. I think not enough people give this one credit for whatever reason, but it's a real fun movie. Very, very cool. I think this is getting upgraded very soon. Will this be one I will upgrade? I'm unsure. I mean, like I said, I am a huge fan of it. I mean, out of all the ones that we're going to talk about, this isn't my favorite of his. So I'm kind of on the fence if I'm going to upgrade this one or not. Possibly. But it is a real cool movie, and it's one that people don't talk enough about and maybe not even seen. But I think it looked great. Like I said, what it looked like in 4K in comparison, I don't know. But this is just a great addition because you got the cool artwork here. It just looks really sharp on the shelf. Like it really pops. And again, if you look at this, it is a collector's edition, but there's really no features on this. So if the 4K is going to have features, then that's already going to be a one-up because this just has some interviews and the trailer. That's really it. So, and some TV spots. Now, why this is a collector's edition, I don't know. When you have something like one of the mistakes I think they made was the movie Lady in White. It's like a 2-disc edition, documentary, all this stuff, and it's like a standard edition. I don't know why that didn't hit collectors. It really doesn't make any sense to me because it's a bigger edition than something like this, and they just didn't give it a slipcover and write collector's edition on it. So that's one of the big things with Scream Factory, that it's just the Wild West over there, and that's one of my issues that I have with them. But like I said in the thumbnail, they've done John Carpenter right, and they've put out a lot of his releases, and they're all really nice, and they're all by the same label, so they all can kind of sit together on the shelf, and that's really, really cool. I mean, as far as I haven't watched it in a little bit, like I watched it when it came out. As far as I remember, it looked great, and I only owned it on DVD, so to me, it was a huge jump in quality for sure. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now with it. Unless like a new movie comes out and I have the option to choose, I usually will just choose 4K, so I don't have to worry about it later. What's up, Bog Zombie? Bum, 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 bum. Let me see. It seems like they're doing some of that too, but they are doing a lot. Like the Warriors, that's a huge release. the Psycho set. I mean, Arrow, as much as they are releasing a lot of stuff, they are releasing a lot of new killer stuff for sure. Really. Now, I mean, I don't hate that. I don't hate Christine getting a remake. Do I think it's gonna be better than the original? No, but I think it's a simple enough movie where it would be pretty fun to watch. So I'm not against that. Um, oh yeah, it looks great. It looks really good. It's funny that you say that because I have a what do I have? 60 it's gonna be a 65-inch 4K OLED. And I agree that sometimes it doesn't look grainy. It looks dark to me. Like I actually had to change some of the settings on my TV because I feel like all my 4Ks were just looking very dark. And like, movies that I've seen like hundreds of times and I'm watching, I feel like I can't see a character in a certain scene. I'm like, he's like in the shadows and you can barely see him. I'm like, that doesn't look right. So I had to really go in and mess around with it, which I didn't really want to have to do because I never had done that before. And maybe I should have, but yeah, like I do have a little bit of some issues with them because again, I don't see that there's a huge difference yet. Some stuff like I think Scrooge looked fantastic, but again, I only had the DVD. I didn't have the Blu-ray to compare it to. So, I'm not totally sold yet on it, but I don't know. We'll see. 4K Lowdown, what's up, man? Mary Radmus, hey, you too, dude. Go check out 4K Lowdown. Go check out John Doe Juggalo. What is up, dude? If I skip people, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this going. Starman's a great movie. Great movie. I have, and it's I want to find out what they're doing, man. Especially AJ. Not only is AJ is the best shape of his life at 46 years old or whatever he is, but he's got more hair on his head than he's ever had in his whole life. So if you can get thicker hair and jacked to the gills, I need to know what he's doing over there. But don't worry, I have January hits. I've got a really strong plan in place. For myself, and I'm also doing it for other people. So if anybody's interested in getting in better shape, I am going to hold a nutrition challenge in January, and I'm also opening my online coaching to a couple more clients. So if anybody is looking to get a little bit fitter, eat better, sleep better, be better, hit me up on Instagram, or you can email me at just my email down below, and I'll just shift it over to my business site. But yeah, let me know. It's incredible to see. Even CM Punk is looking bigger, and we haven't seen him with a shirt off yet, but he looks like healthy big. It might not be healthy how he's getting big, but I mean, in comparison to what he looked like in AEW only like about 6 months ago, something's going on over there. I don't hate it because it brings me back to when that's how wrestling was. And you can bring me back to the 80s and 90s and I'm down. I did not know that. That is cool. I don't collect those big Columbia Classic sets. So if that's how it's coming out in 4K, then I'm not going to get it. I'm just going to keep mine. All right. Let's see. We are at 1986 with a movie that, in my opinion, I think should have been a bigger hit for him because it was so different. It's so off the walls. And this is Big Trouble in Little China. And to be honest, this one I feel like has a big fan base, but I also feel like it's so bonkers that not enough people respect it enough, maybe. But to me, it's so out there that I'm like, this should have been, in my opinion, such a huge, huge hit. You're taking those like old school, like Shaolin movies, you're adding action hero to it. There's some comedic elements to it. It's got some sci-fi. It's got real cool practical effects. I love this movie. I think this movie is fantastic. It's so different that, I mean, in my opinion, I would put this way up there on, a list of best John Carpenter movies, hands down. It's just so different. Great music. I love this. And I assume this is probably going to hit 4K. I'm very, very sure of it. This is probably one of the ones they're going to be doing soon, unless it's already been announced. I don't know. But yeah, so you got this, got the old school art at the bottom. And again, like I love it so much. I have this original poster hanging in my room. If you hadn't seen my room tour video, if you've seen it, you'd know that I have this hanging there. And yeah, man, I love this. It's a great addition to 2 discs, got a bunch of interviews on it. Very, very cool movie. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'm sure most of you have checked out Big Trouble Little China. But to be quite honest, that isn't one that I saw as a kid. That is one I saw way later. Like when I saw that cover at the video store, it didn't really pull me in. I wasn't sure what to think of it. But then after I got older and I really started to get into horror, more John Carpenter stuff, I was dipping into his library a lot. And that's when I was like, you know what, I am going to give this one a shot. And I fell in love with it. So it was one that I avoided for so long because I didn't, like I said, the cover art didn't really pull me in. And unfortunately, because I do like it a lot. Gus says, Starman 4K is going special video audio commentary. Visiting Starman. Cool. That is good. And now you're saying it's only coming in that Columbia Classics box? I agree. What's up, Ace Arcadia? I don't recognize you in the chat, so welcome if it's your first time in here. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. We have memberships open, super chats open now. And you say this is your least favorite. I can't believe it. Plus, they're adding the whole TV show on. Really, all in this edition. Is this, like I said, is it only in that set? If it's in that set, I'm not getting it. If it's not, if it's by itself, I could possibly get it. Again, I think like what Vanderhoff said, like it's not for everybody. I get it because it is so wacky. It really is. It's taking genres and mixing them together, and for a lot of people that just doesn't work. Oh, that's cool, man. Of course you do, because I think we live in the same house. Well, again, I've been collecting Scream Factory since the day they announced they were going to be a company. So all these slipcovers are ones that I bought on day one when these things came out. So, you know, I'm not buying these things secondhand. Like these were all bought day one. So they've just been sitting on a shelf since they came out. And, you know, I'm pretty good with my stuff. I don't bang it around or whatever. So that's why they're all in good condition, because they're straight from the store to my house to here. See, so we are getting a lot of love. What's up, Jamie Hart? Go check out Jamie Hart. Oh, here's what we're gonna do. Go check out Jamie Hart. She just won Horror YouTuber of the Month, so congratulations to her. She put out a video that says nominate the next Horror YouTuber of the Month. Go to that video and put in the comments Cody at Dude Who Loves Movies. And for everybody else who's nominated this month, I like David's on there and stuff. Listen, I'm just partial and biased to my rad dude brother to try to get him that award. So nothing against anybody else, but I'm pushing to bring that title back to the Rad fam. That's what I'm doing. Nathan Mills, what's up? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that very soon. He knows what I'm talking about. We do live in the same house. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you have a channel, go take out Ace Arcadia. It's only in that set. Yeah, I'm not going to get it then. I don't buy those sets. All right. So next one is, all right. So this is another one that is honestly like probably one of my favorite Carpenter movies. I don't think it's gets enough love that it should. I don't know if it's one of those ones people just don't get it, maybe because it is a little bit wacky, but that is Prince of Darkness. This is an early one. Like you see the blue banner at the top. I still even have like the stickers on it and stuff and whatnot. So very, very cool edition here. This doesn't have a lot of features, I don't think, on it either. At least on the back of the box doesn't say so. Here's the original art, which is really cool. This is also one of those movies that like this artwork you could have passed by in the video store and not given a shot because it just didn't really pop, in my opinion. But I love Prince of Darkness. And I talk about this all the time. When I saw this for the first time, I really was really intrigued when this movie started because of like one specific thing that I was like, wow, Carpenter is just a master of his craft. And he did something here that you don't usually see a lot of movies do. And it's very subtle, but it's so creepy. It creates good atmosphere. The beginning of this movie, like literally for the first like 15 minutes, you just hear like a soft, like boom, 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 as it's kind of building the story. And it's like this soft beat leading into like a theme, right? And you listen to it, and when you hear it, it's like you hear it and you're like, wow, like he literally played that same beat for the first 15 minutes of the movie as we're learning about these characters, building the story. I just thought that was really, really cool. It almost created like a suspense, a tension, like what's coming next. And very, very cool movie. That's why I had to buy the 4K, because this thing looks fantastic in general. So I wanted to see, like, with the 4K treatment, like how much more could they do? And you actually do get a lot of features on this. Now, again, I'm only reading what's on the back. I haven't watched this Blu-ray in many, many years, but this is loaded with some stuff in comparison to what this one has. So this could be all new. Like I said, this Prince of Darkness was an early release. So on the back, it says special features, audio commentary with John Carpenter, new interviews with director John Carpenter and Alice Cooper, a theatrical trailer. That's all it says. Now, if there's anything buried in here that's not listed on the back, I don't know. And I don't know why they wouldn't post it. But this is like feature film in 4K, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, audio commentaries, Sympathy for the Devil, interview with John Carpenter, Alice of the Apocalypse, interview with Alice Cooper, The Messenger, it's another interview. And then you've got Hell on Earth, a look at the film's score. So there's a little bit more here, alternate opening from the TV version. I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So I would say if you don't own Prince of Darkness, highly recommend that movie. Highly recommend it. Let me see. You're right, they do. Prince of Darkness is not so fair, and last time I watched it a month ago, I started falling asleep. Yeah, see, I mean, I love slow burn horror. So, like, that kind of thing is, like, I'm really into. So that's why I really like it. I like the build. Because I feel like the payoff really works. If the payoff didn't work, then maybe I wouldn't like it. But I'm really into slow burn horror. Like, I like those slow paced things with a nice build at the end. I would rather have that than like all action all the time, jump scares everywhere. I like the build. What's up, Steve? Nice. But see, like I said, there's a lot of people that don't like this one as much as others. See, this is slow, but again, I really like that stuff. Oh yeah, it did have a steel book. A lot of these had steel books. I just don't collect Scream Factory steel books. I was for a while, and then I'm like, why am I rebuying all these? So I sold them all off. So but yeah, a lot of these do have steel books. To be honest, I think all Carpenters might have steel books. Maybe not like the lower tier ones, like we talked about the standard releases, but they're the big releases. I think they all do. Yeah, I really do like it a lot. What's up, Nick? I'm glad I can sway you to check it out. I really liked it a lot. And again, we all have different tastes. I get it, but I find that I'm a lot pickier than most people. At least people like maybe on the YouTube scene, I feel like I'm a lot more picky with certain movies. But I like to talk to me a lot. Yeah, I mean, again, you've got to be into that kind of stuff. Like it's a long story they're telling, um, and it's just gonna be you've got to be into it. And like I said, like I was into it when I started to hear that beat just going and going and going, and I'm like, wow, he's doing this the whole time, and it's really just because he's kind of building you up, telling you a story. You know, you're learning the characters. I just really felt that was something so different that it really drew me in. Hook. See, we were just talking about that one, brother. We're just talking about that one. Welcome to the chat, man. We have 67 people rolling down to 70 people. I can't see how many likes we have, but please hit that like button. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I got big goals that I'm trying to hit for the end of the year, and we are rounding home right now. So whatever I can get from now until the 1st would be super beneficial. to get to that 5K sub count here. And if we do, I'm going to start to get some people together and we're going to do a big celebration in January. Bryce, what's up? And by the way, go check out Huck over there. Check him out. Check out Dell. Yeah, man. I never thought about that. I never thought about that before. Thank you, man. You know, it's I appreciate it. It was the one thing I will say when it comes to the channels, the room tour is always, it's always been a big help. Like that gets stuff a lot. It goes kind of in waves. So that's always a good thing. The interview I did with Lisa Downs about Neverending Story, she shared it around, so that really helped as well. So yeah, and again, I if I don't get the goal, it is what it is. I mean, I'm way ahead of where I thought I would be this year, so I want to thank everybody who's been supporting it because again, like I said when I first started this thing, like I only have so much time. So, you know, if you see my pad here, I have notes of like these are the shows I want to do and I'm going to try to make them happen. And that's kind of how I do things. Like I don't just do random shows. Maybe I should. Some of the random ones I do are like the Up All Nights, you know, this is what I picked up, or let's do some news talk. But more or less like the concept shows, like I write them out early for the month just so I have an idea of like where we're going. This was on the plate to do, but I figured, you know what, I could make this a live show and interact with you guys and see, like I said, which movies you're into that he's done, which ones you're not. And I think it's kind of a fun discussion. So I figured this one could be one that I could probably slide into a live stream and just get it done. But yeah, I'm thinking about the channel because again, I only have so much time. So I'm like, okay, I can probably get this stuff done and then any of the live streams and stuff. So anyway, I appreciate all your support this year. It's been huge for the channel. Oh, we're at what? 30? All right, guys, let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. We got to get that up. We got to get that up.
You have a problem with that.
All right, 70 people in here. Let's get those likes up, pals. Okay. What were we just talking about there? What were we talking about? Oh, Prince of Darkness. Okay, Prince of Darkness from 87, 88. Now, this was a Scream Factory title that was early, that was really valuable. This slipcover is valuable, the poster is valuable, and that is They Live with Roddy Piper. Very cool movie again. Another banger. Like in my opinion, like I haven't really. There's not many that we've talked about yet that I'm like, you know. I mean, Dark Star. It's okay. It was his earliest movie, so I mean, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Dark Star. Someone's watching me, like, it's okay. Elvis, it's okay. But other than that, like, they're all like way above average movies. Like, I mean, these are like top tier, in my opinion, favorites of mine that I go back and watch, you know, on a regular mostly. But from not even just now, but like my whole life, I've been always getting through Carpenter stuff. They Live, another classic movie. Let me see. And of course, I got the 4K as well. So I got that 4K with the old school image art on it. Again, I still hate the banner thing. I don't know why they do that. It pisses me off. I hated it on the Blu-ray. They got rid of it. Now they're doing it on the 4Ks for some reason because, you know, we can't just like go like this and be like, oh yeah, it's a 4K under there. Or we can't look at the side and it says 4K. Like, right here, like that's not good enough. We need to have this big strip, and Vinegar Syndrome's not doing that. Vinegar Syndrome's not doing that. Severn's not doing that. So why do we have to do that, guys? Let's make it one piece of art, like a VHS. You know, it's the cool thing about VHS. It looked like a piece of artwork. Didn't have these things all over it. But that's just a personal preference of mine. I'm an aesthetic collector, so therefore that really makes a big to-do for me. All right, let me see. I'm going to go back again and just kind of chat. Is anybody talking about They Live? Do we need a hatchet set? I'm sure. I mean, I don't know like where all the rights are for Hatchet, you know, when it comes to that stuff. I liked the first two. I liked the first two a lot. The other ones, not so much, but the first two I liked. Yeah, you know, I kind of agree. It may grow on you for sure. Man, I appreciate that, dude. I mean, it's really it's what I want. It's what I wanted. You know, I'm trying to do some similar things but different at the same time. I'm trying to create like a rad network. You know, I've got the Rad Pack, Rad Pit, Rad Dudes, and I mentioned the four Radsmen to Fachi Cinema, and he loves it, so he wants to start doing stuff like that. So I mean, there's a lot going on. Um, you know, there really is because there's always something going on between all the people I just talked about. Like, there's always something, you know, that people want to do for the month. So then, you know, that takes up a lot of time because I'm like, okay, well, I only have these days to do shows. All right, now I gotta get two for Rad Pack, one for Rad Dudes. Radsman wants to do one. Dead Pit's gonna do some stuff. So like it does take time to kind of get all that sorted out. So there is a lot going on here as a whole, like as a big network type of thing. But I can't, you know, thank you guys enough for your support and whatnot. Because again, if you only knew what was going on in my head, like I see where things could go. And, you know, now I hosted that event for Joe Bob Briggs and doing other people's shows and we're doing interviews. So, I mean, there is movement, which again, if you guys are here for the ride, I totally appreciate it because if it wasn't for you, there would be no ride to go on. So trying to juggle that with like family and a full-time job and that I love. I mean, I'm super passionate about what I do. I'm a fitness coach for the last, I don't know, since 2005. Then I have like a small online fitness coaching business that I'm, you know, opening up some spots for January. I mean, there's just so much going on, and I'm just so happy that at Sunday night at midnight, there's 70 people in here wanting to see what I have to say. I really appreciate it. La Crypta Video, what is going on, my man? Go check out La Crypta Video Club. Good stuff going on over there. Yeah, 43. That's not enough. It's not enough. They Live is in the top 3. I can understand that. Let me know this, guys. Is They Live pretty universally loved? Like, it is one of those movies that's still like Carpenter's so funny because like all of his movies, if you look at it, like they're very different. Very different. They've got horror elements to them. There's action. And that's what I respect about him. But you know what they all have in common is such a great score because you know he's really big on that and he does it. And so as much as they are different in tone, when you see some of the same actors in them, the scores kind of all kind of intertwined together, like it feels Carpenter, no matter how different in tone it is, like genre wise. I just love him. And I think that he's such a great director. And, you know, I think we got some real classic stuff out of him. And I just, like I said, there hasn't been anything I've talked about that I like have been like, I don't like this stuff. I don't like this movie. But yeah, very cool. I hope it's not 8. Where are you watching from? It says YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, they it's like The Fog, They Live, New York. Yeah, they did a lot of Carpenter big box sets on Studio Canal. Oh, is that what it is? That's why people can't see because YouTube is tweaking stuff. Always tweaking. You saying I liked They Live or I like They Live, right? I like They Live or I like They Live. How we wording this, Gus? How we doing with this? Well, we're going to talk about that right now. I think for most people, you probably are right. And people are saying here that it's one of the greatest movies of all time. It was ahead of its time. I'll tell you that much right now. It makes more sense in a world we live in now, I think, than then. So, then too, but it just feels like a real ahead of its time movie. He was a forward thinker. Oh, yeah, it's definitely. And then did you see when they redid it on the South Park? Hilarious. We have another one for Hatchet box sets. That's awesome. Exactly. Like things intertwine. They're very different. Like it's not Halloween and see big They Live fans going on here. I knew it was pretty universally loved all around. The Hot Rod. Oh, Gothic Horror. Go check out Gothic Horror. I've been binge watching some of her stuff. It's good stuff over there. I don't know how long she's had a channel for, guys, but she's doing some cool shit over there. So go check out Gothic Cottage over there on the tube. And thank you for popping in here. I appreciate that. Let me see. We'll have to talk because I've got a series called Rad Company where I bring on some newer creators that I'm checking out, and I'm finishing up season 4. I've got a couple more episodes to do, but 2024 I'll be looking for a couple people for season 5. Let me see. Actually, no, I think I do have season 5. I don't know, but 2024 we'll chat. I have to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Best line of all time. Agree. Heck yeah. So, yeah, the Shout Factory's 4K Steelbook is very nice looking. Very, very nice. Dude, I appreciate that, man. I really, really do. It just means a lot. If you're not following me on Instagram, go on there because I post a lot of fun stuff over there. Nothing like videos. Like this is kind of where I do long form videos. Over there, I do pictures. So, you can see a lot more of the collection than maybe you see on here because there's only so much I can really talk about here. So if I get new releases, I'll usually post a picture or maybe I'll post something from my collection. So if you're not following me over on Instagram, do that. You can check out all the links in the description. I have a Facebook community group. Just search for Born2beRad. I'm not on there all the time, but I think it's a good way to get everybody kind of together and discuss things. And I also post different things on there, like a lot more nostalgia stuff, like old TV ads or old VHS ads from magazines and stuff like that of horror movies and stuff. And some, pictures of Corey Haim from back in the day or whatever, which his birthday's coming up. And every year I do a Corey Haim show on his birthday or a Corey show. Last year we did Feldman on Haim's birthday. So I'm looking to do one with some people on the channel. So keep your eye on that. That would be on Saturday. Only Carpenter would kill off his main characters, right? It's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. It was fun. It was a good opportunity. But like I said, we weren't sure if we were going to try to stream it or not. So like the audio was really terrible, but it was fun more or less. I agree. We just talked about the fog if you weren't here earlier. Yeah, we'll talk about all this. We got a lot more Ghost They Live stuff. All right, let's he enjoyed it a lot. All right. Here we go. I'm losing my voice here. Where's my water at? It's over there. Damn it. Okay. They Live. Now it gets interesting. Now things get a little interesting as we creep into the 90s with Carpenter. And this is one in 1992 that not many people talk about. Not many people even might know that Scream Factory put this out. Not many people may like this movie, but I do like this movie. And that is Memoirs of an Invisible Man with Chevy Chase. They did this. And I like this movie a lot. I think it's really cool. It's a real cool take on the Invisible Man. Obviously, it's got comedic elements to it, but I think this is really well done. And to be quite honest, I never saw this movie until I got this Blu-ray. So this totally passed me by my whole life. And when this came out and I was collecting all the Scream Factory stuff, I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to get that. And then I was like, oh, John Carpenter did it. Chevy Chase is in it. This is right up my alley. So yeah, I recommend this. I really, really think this is really good. A lot of people may not agree with me. They'll be like, that's silly. It's silly. It's different for a Carpenter movie, but I think it really works. And if you haven't seen it, if you've always been avoiding it because it looks kind of stupid, I would say give it a try. I actually like it a lot. All right, I'm going to get some water. Hold on, I'll be right back. Of course I don't have any. What do I do? Damn it. All I got is C4. Shit. I can't take C4 right now. I'm going to be off the freaking wall. Oh my God. All right, we're almost done. We're in the 90s. We're in the 90s. Wait, what do you mean? Represent me for what? KB? All right, let's see. Sorry, I might be behind on the chat. Yo, yeah, man, we've been getting rain and wind all day. I actually was nervous because I could hear like it outside. I'm like, yeah, this might throw me off tonight. But damn, so it's coming, huh? I hope my power doesn't go out. That'd be bad. Yeah, let's get the Facebook group popping. It's new. I just started it. So yeah, if you're over there, the more people interact, the more I'll post over there. But it's kind of a cool community type of group. Um, I'm on X, Twitter, Threads, but I don't use it a lot only because I don't have a lot of followers over there, and a lot of those things. Like I like pictures, I like videos, so just scrolling through, seeing people complain all the time isn't really my jam. But I know that having a good following on those, like especially on X, it opens you to more opportunities because it's easily accessible to you to interact with specific people. So if you're on there and you're heavily on there, I'm on there, so feel free to follow. Um, let me see. All right, we're moving on. We're in the 90s. We just talked about Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Now, 1993, man, I love this movie, and it's Body Bags. John Carpenter's Body Bags. I had this on VHS. The DVD I had on DVD, but it was a real rare DVD to have for a while. And when this came out on Blu-ray, people were excited because the DVD was very hard to get at one point. So this is an anthology film. If you like things like Creepshow, I highly recommend this. This is a fantastic movie. It's got some real cool shorts in here. And John Carpenter almost plays like the Crypt Keeper type character in there. So I highly recommend that one as well. So even still, like Memoirs of an Invisible Man, to me, that's above average of a movie, a little bit, but Body Bags is way up there. That's back in with like things like Starman and all that, in my opinion, as far as quality. And so is the next one. So the next one in the 90s is one that I absolutely fell in love with when I saw that. Being a fan of Stephen King, and all of a sudden you have this movie now about a horror author, Sutter Kane. Do you like Sutter Kane? In the Mouth of Madness. And of course, being in the 90s and Sam Neill is hot with his role in Jurassic Park. I mean, what a get. Now, for some reason, I don't know if this movie bombed or not, but I always liked it. And I know this is another one that people are really give or take on. I find some people that's like, wow, In the Mouth of Madness is a fantastic movie. Other people are like, I didn't really like it. So I see that this one is kind of diverse a little bit when it comes to that. It's a little polarizing, I would say. But I like this one a lot. I love the aesthetics of the books. And what's crazy is Carpenter just sold some of those books from the movie. And they were expensive, so I didn't get one. But if anybody did, I've seen some people post them. Fantastic. But yeah, great Blu-ray. I'm sure. See, now look at how much better this looks. They took the banners off of it. Does that look nice? Look at it. Come on. Look at that. So much better. Why did they go back to that? This looks clean. So clean. Okay. Look, it says Blu-ray right there. I know there's a Blu-ray. Look. Come on, Scream Factory. But yeah, see, like they've put out so many Carpenter movies, so many. And that was 1994. And then you go to 95. And this one, and I'm going to get to the chat right after this one. This one, I will say I'm not the biggest fan of. Out of all these I talked about, this isn't one that I absolutely love, but I've only seen this movie twice. So maybe I got to go back and check this out now, and maybe I'd appreciate it a little bit more than I did at one point. But that is Village of the Damned. But I can see what people were saying. We're in the 90s after They Live. It started to fall a little bit. I can see that. But I still think that he's got some bangers. So Village of the Damned is one that I would say I'm a little bit, out of all the ones I talked about tonight, this is one of the bottom ones for me. But I do think I need to go back and check it out. Christopher Reeve. I know it's a remake and whatnot. So let me know what you guys think of this one. But this is the Scream Factory Collector's Edition. Still looks really nice. I love the look. Now, if this got a 4K release, I probably wouldn't upgrade it personally. I think this is a nice addition. Let me see if it's got the old art on us. It's got probably reversible artwork. It's got a lot of features on the back. So that's his 90s stuff. Let me see what everybody else said. And if I skip over you, I'm sorry. They do, surprisingly, and that's why I wanted to create it. I don't use Facebook quite often anymore. But if it's going to reach out to a new group of people, then I will do it because people do use it. And if I post something and people in my group share it to their friends and then their friends share it and they think it might be cool or funny or whatever, then that brings more people to the page, which then would lead more people to here. So ultimately, these are all areas of a funnel to get to here because this is where I have the most fun and can really interact with you guys. So that's why I want to create the Facebook group, is to have a little more community. People share the stuff. It gets into new people's hands and whatnot. And that's kind of was my idea behind it, because there are still a lot of people that are using Facebook. And I feel like it's a lot easier to find people through Facebook than it is on YouTube. YouTube is very saturated, in my opinion, by like this kind of stuff. So if you can find different ways to get people into what you're doing, then, they may have an easier way to find you here. Or if they're following me on Facebook and Instagram and they go on YouTube, I might be suggested to them because they follow me in other places. Like, that's kind of how this algorithm thing works a lot. So to kind of be in all different avenues, I feel like is beneficial. And again, if certain people utilize one platform over the other and they like what I'm doing over there, then a win-win. Oh, the Fog remake. Come on. Of course it's garbage. So Blu-ray Addict didn't like Memoirs. I think it's worth checking out again. So then Laren's a big fan of it. So Laren right now is hot on the 90s. John Doe likes it. Then we have JA who hates it too. See, like, this is this is interesting because it is very different. Mark Allen likes it. What's up, Mark? What's up, Michigan? What up, buddy boy? I can see that between the personalities between him and them, that must have been a rough set. Yeah, I think so too, Ace. I think that you should definitely check it out again. Body Bags is great. Look at this. Body Bags. Body Bags is awesome. Weird. Yeah, man. The stories are wild, but they're fun. They're really, really fun. It's different. I like those kind of little like anthologies. Blu-ray Addict, very cool. Very cool. What's up, Manny? What up? You talking to me? Cute, me? I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, this is all Screen Factory stuff. A lot of this is out of print, but you can either find this stuff cheaper now if they're not out of print, or they're re-releasing a lot of this stuff now if it's something you want to get into. But if you don't care about things like slip covers and all that stuff, I would say just go cheap and just get these things for a cheap price. It could be. We're going to get there because we're going to see what is coming up next. Very cool. I love that too. Just a great vibe, great feel. So Vanderhoff's not a big fan of the 90s Carpenter yet. Yeah, me too. Oh, he likes this. All right. Yeah, a lot of people are missing the slips. If that's your thing, and that's why, like, I'm not a huge slipcover guy, but for Screen Factory I am, because I have them all. So like, if I was to ever continue to get them, I want them with a slip just to keep everything complete. Yeah, right. Definitely a win. I used to be on Facebook a lot, especially for work. I mean, I helped build a business through Facebook. A lot of people were using it. I mean, maybe more people like older than myself, or myself and older. I'm actually not that young. Use it. It does feel like a very TV movie. What's up, my man Eli? La Crypta. I watched Mouth of Man in the theater. I love that movie. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. A few years ago, I didn't like how the slip covers looked in my collection, to them out like a dumbass. I mean, again, when it comes to like mainstream studio releases, I usually don't keep my slip covers. I don't throw them away. I actually put them in a box and house them somewhere in storage. And I used to sell them. I used to sell them on a site, and then I kind of stopped doing that. Now I'll, if someone like Mel, she's really big into slip covers, is missing something, I'll send her it if I have it, stuff like that. But I do boutique label slips. But I would say the only reason that you're dumb for doing that is because you could have sold them for a ton of money. Like if I was to sell like my Scream Factory slip covers only, I could make, I don't know, probably like $500 maybe on just the slips, which is just cardboard. But yeah, it's craziness. All right, so that was Village of the Damned. Not many people are talking about Village of the Damned. So it's either they didn't see it, they don't like it. But yeah, this is where things kind of get a little bit weird now for Carpenter, in my opinion. We still have 70 people in here, so definitely hit that like if you haven't, subscribe if you are not. Wow, you threw out Sleepaway Camp, dude. Damn, those things are worth a lot of money. Those things are worth a lot of money. So next one is his like first like sequel, I would say, per se. But that is Escape from LA. I remember when this came out, I was a kid. And I remember just seeing the commercials all the time. Now, I don't hate this movie, but it's not one of my favorites of his. It's probably in the bottom tier of his stuff. But I respect the fact that, he made a sequel. He came back. Jesus. Kurt Russell came back. So it was kind of unnecessary, I feel like, but it is what it is. There's some cool stuff in there. Let me know what you guys think of Escape from LA. This is another one where I feel like it's a little polarizing of a movie. Let's see. Thanks, Lyra. No problem, man. Yeah, I remember that. Did it bomb too? Right. So there was some people like it. I mean, did it bomb? I think it bombed, but I could be wrong. I remember when this thing was out, there was commercials everywhere for this on TV. And then we get into this one, which I personally like this. I know a lot of people don't, but that is John Carpenter's Vampires. Now, this is one I want to rewatch because I am planning on doing my top 10 favorite vampire movies, not Dracula. So basically like non-Dracula movies. And I've already got my list and I need like 2 more. So I'm trying to kind of rewatch some movies to see if they would make my top 10. I got to rewatch this one because I'm a huge fan of obviously Thomas Ian Griffin, who plays the main vampire. He's Terry Silver in The Karate Kid. Freaking love him. And then James Woods, I love him as well. So, I mean, I've seen this a bunch of times, but it's been a while since I've checked this out. I'm not even sure if I've watched this Blu-ray, to be honest with you. I mean, it's open, but I don't recall the last time I watched this. This is one I have to check out and see if it would actually make my top 10 favorite vampire movies or not. Could, but it's not on my list yet. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Vampires. I like it, but I know it's another one that people will give or take on at this point of Carpenter's career. I bought that weird 4K on a DVD case. Yeah, what's that about? What's that about? You don't want to do it. Okay, so Gothic likes it. She likes it. Escape bombed. Damn. I do remember when this thing came out. Horror Western, you're right. It does remind me of Lit Near Dark because they're kind of out in like I think not the desert, but like, yeah, like the West. I actually have a real cool Escape from LA poster that mimics the Escape from New York poster. So it's like the same image. I'll have to take a picture of it and post on Instagram, but it's like him on a surfboard instead of him running. It's pretty cool, actually. Oh, JA, you got to get the body bags, man. Got to get that body bags action. So the Vampires was 1998. And then after that, he did Ghost of Mars and The Ward. And that's kind of it when it comes to his collection. He did Cigarette Burns, which is in Masters of Horror, stuff like that. But for his mainstream stuff, that's it. And The Ward and Ghost of Mars did not get any Scream Factory release. I have the Ghost of Mars on DVD, and I have The Ward on Blu-ray just from like a regular studio. Now, do I like both of them? I really don't really care for either of them, but I do think Scream Factory might as well just put out Ghost of Mars at this point, even if it's just a Blu-ray, because correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't have one in the States yet. But when you look at his filmography, I mean, literally Scream Factory has put out everything except for Dark Star, Christine, Ghost of Mars, and The Ward. That's it. They've put out everything else Carpenter's done. I mean, think about how cool that is, that they put this much effort into Carpenter's work. I love it. And I think it's one of the best things Scream Factory has done. And I would love to see them continue with it. But you know what? Maybe they can try to get Christine, give us a nice 4K. Maybe they can try to get Ghost of Mars. We don't need that on 4K, but maybe they can give us a nice Blu-ray, throw it in with our Carpenter stuff. And The Ward, I don't know what's going to go on with that, but I don't think anybody would be excited for The Ward. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought about this. Like I said, this was planned on just to be a regular video, but having a little more interaction with you guys was cool. I am going to lose my voice because I didn't bring my water with me. But thank you guys for checking this out. I'm going to go through the chat one more time, and then we're going to get out of here. And I'll tell you exactly what's coming up as well this week on the channel. Let's see. So they made direct sequels to vampires. Yeah, Bon Jovi was in one. Yeah, he says, yeah, Bon Jovi. Coen Brothers, another one. That's great. Crazy, pretty bad. I remember seeing that in the Ward in the theater. Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming in and checking this out for the first time. So what can you expect from the channel? We have, if you are a member of the channel, I have an exclusive members only video coming out tomorrow, and it's basically it's a video with my brother and his wife, and we are doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 watch along. We have the Stink-O-Vision, which means that we have things that we have to smell during the movie. So if you're a big fan of the Turtles 1990 movie and you're a member of the channel and you want to do the watch along with us, that will be posted there tomorrow. Also to the Radpack channel, you see down here scrolling on this purple bar, at Radpack Pod. That's my podcast. That also has its own YouTube channel. And we have an episode coming out tomorrow on the channel for our top 5 favorite Christmas horror movies. So you can check that out. Really fun video. That will also be on the podcast. So if you like listening to the podcasts, it will be on there. So, Spotify, Apple, wherever, it'll be on there tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to drop on the Radpack YouTube channel tomorrow. And then speaking of Radpack, on Wednesday, we're going to do our annual holiday gift exchange where we all buy each other gifts and we open them live on the show. We kind of talk about it, and we kind of talk about some things we have planned for 2024. So it's kind of like a year in review type video, and we talk about what things we want to do for 2024. Like I said, we were able to hit all of our goals for 2023, which is really cool. We'll talk about that. So again, you want to be subscribed to that channel because that's where you're going to get all the fun this week over there. When it comes to what I'm doing here on the channel, like I said, I do have the vampire one I'm working on. Maybe I can come out with it beforehand. Let me see what I get going on here. Let's see. Room Tour 2 was one that I was supposed to do this year. I'm remodeling the room, but I may put out a little small video of some of the stuff I'm changing in the room, just so you guys can kind of see what it was like before. I may put that out because I have something called the Wall of Fame, which is an autograph wall that I'm taking down, and I'm going to add some more shelves for physical media and stuff. So maybe I'll do a video on that. You guys can check that out as a precursor to the Room Tour 2. So those are some things to check out. And of course, some of these random live streams, I'll hop on and whatnot based on work and all that other stuff. But guys, again, I'm losing my voice. Thank you so much for hanging out. Like I said, this wouldn't be going the way it is if it wasn't for you guys. And thank you, KB. Thank you, Gothic. Thank you, La Crypta, Eli, MJ, John Doe, Vanderhoff, everybody, Blue Rayata, everybody who's always in here. Super appreciative. Again, there's always going to be more things coming, so keep your eyes and ears open. Oh, yeah. I also have a cool video coming to this channel with my brother and his wife. If you like those videos, we're actually doing a retro recipes where we have a little holiday party and we cook some recipes from old retro holiday cookbooks. and we try them. And you guys, it's pretty fun. We do some pretty wild stuff over there when it comes to the recipes. So you may want to check that out. That'll be on the channel this week as well. Now, gang, this is Garrett at Born2beRad. And like always, stay